The Dunedin, the multi-million-dollar New Zealand wool industry is in crisis, and there are fears if changes aren't made soon, it could be lost altogether.
Everyone from exporters to shearers is being affected by some of the lowest wool prices ever. Alexia O'Brien has tonight's special report.
The sheep has long been a symbol of our country.
This year, the gangs are making special efforts to get through the shearing in double-quick time.
Booming half a century ago, now the wool industry's running scared. After decades of hard times, the global recession's dragged wool prices to 30-year lows.
Right now, the wool pipeline, it's a very long tunnel with very little light at the end of it.
Some farmers are fighting a battle on three fronts. Low meat prices, low wool prices, and paddocks tinder dry after years of low rainfall. They say there's always the threat of going out of business.
It's when the price per kilo of wool goes down below the actual cost of shearing an animal that you start to get pretty nervous.
That means shearers too are feeling the squeeze, forcing them to cut numbers.
We're running a minimum number of staff so that we can get the job done to keep the costs down for the farmers.
Right, 228, pass the W.
The downturn's being felt throughout the industry. Wool's still selling at auctions like this, but the recession means prices are lower and some bales are being left on wharves overseas as buyers default on their contracts.
One of them was 3 contracts with one customer for delivery around about the same date, and it was $1 million US. So, you know, we're talking serious money, and that's only one of them.
And as the housing market slumps, so too does demand for wool products like carpet. But the world's largest wool handler, Elders, is one of a number of industry leaders trying to turn that around. It's cut a deal with American carpeting company CCA in a bid to increase profitability.
Luxury end is looking for sustainable, environmentally friendly product, and they're willing to pay more.
Insiders agree the only way to turn around our wool industry is better marketing. Fine merino wool's still selling well, and that's down to the success of brands like Icebreaker.
The finest carpets in the world, the finest garments of the world are made of wool, and we need to get some of that value back here into New Zealand and back to farmers.
I don't believe it will happen overnight, but I do believe we can drive ourselves back to the point where wool is no longer a byproduct for the farmer, but a key part of their income.
And back to the halcyon days of New Zealand wool. Alexia O'Brien, One News.